Adventureland in lovely Lenox, Alabama, 70 degrees today. Somebody called me from, let's see, I got calls from Wyoming, North Dakota, Alberta, Canada. You guys keep it. We like Lenox, Alabama. So come on down, visit us. It's free. This is December the 19th, 2025. Open mic tonight. You can call in. We take the position that evolution is the dumbest and most dangerous religion in the world. Prove me wrong. Call in. We're on a bunch of channels on Facebook and Rumble and X and our own app, KentHovind.tv, and Instagram and TikTok. Sign up for all of them. They're free. Okay, we pay for all that stuff. Okay, to help us out. Let's see. Right here. Here we are, the 19th. I got it right, Joseph, the blue box. Next week, Christmas. Come on down, join us for Christmas. Okay, I'll be on the Tim and Al show Christmas Eve. You got that one booked, Joseph?
Yes, sir.
Look, if you want to have me on a podcast, please call Joseph, 855 Big Dino, extension 4. Say, get Kent on a podcast. I want to do 5 a day, okay? I want to stir up trouble and then die and go to heaven, okay? The goal. Here we go. January coming up. It's right here. This is Genesis Baptist Church we're at here, an old-fashioned, independent, temperamental, fundamental, right-wing, radical, chicken-eating, KJV, soul-winning Baptist church. We believe the Bible is the infallible, inspired word of the living God. It's 100% true. God made everything in 6 days, everything, including dinosaurs, made with Adam and Eve. They did not live millions of years ago. Okay, let's see. Come join us for Christmas, or come join us anytime. Got quite a few visitors here tonight. Glad you guys are here. Okay. Join us, help us stay open for free. Join our 777 club. Say, I like what you're doing. I'm going to donate $1 a day, take you on as my missionary, 31 bucks a month or whatever. I don't check on it. I'm not going to. Okay, we won't send you letters begging for money. If you want help, great. Please do. drdino.com. Open almost 10 years now. Okay, I saw a video somebody made, I think it was yesterday or day before. Forrest Velkai. Completely wrong. I tried to get Matt Powell to call and see if he could be on here tonight with me. You got Creepy and Forrest Gump did a video together. Now, I listened to a few, here. They both seem to be incapable of talking without profanity in their shows. And it shows, again, in the video they just did about me. I listened to about 5 minutes and had to shut it off. Both of these guys have filthy minds and filthy mouths. They frequently have things in their mouth that most sane people don't even want in their hand. We teach our kids to not step in it when they're out feeding the cows. So I'll just play a few minutes to demonstrate one point tonight. I'll use small words, so maybe some of their blind followers will get it. It seems to be a common theme with atheists and to curse, as if that makes them tough or powerful or smart or intimidating. To me, it shows a sign of low IQ when they swear, especially when they want this in their mouth. Guys, we got a bunch of cows here. Come on up. We'll give you all you want, okay? So I've got a long time standing offer to debate either one of these guys or both of them at the same time. Why don't they accept my offer? Well, Creepy, I don't know about him, but Forrest, run, Forrest, run. Did you have audio of that, Joseph?
Run, Forrest, run.
Run, Forrest, run. Run, Forrest, run. I just felt like running. I'm pretty tired now. He's going to say something. What's he going to say? I think I'll quit pretending evolution is part of science and admit that Dr. Kent Hovind is right. I think I better get ready to face my creator. That's what I'm hoping they both will say, okay? Look, Forrest, I'm not your enemy, okay? I'm your best friend trying to save you from going to hell. So if you want to insist on going there, that's your business. Let me get, let's see, over here. Here we go. Creepy, take it away.
Apart from Kent and Matt Powell, I've never heard anyone else say that we think we came from rocks. Why is that wrong to an evolutionary biologist?
Why do you call him an evolutionary biologist, Creepy? He never finished his doctorate degree. Huh. Why do you call him that? We covered that the other night. It's okay, Forrest. Mr. Nelson calls himself God, the sun god. Okay.
A lot of reasons.
Please subscribe.
The one.
Well, so nobody ever said we came from a rock. Let's go here to Joseph. Let me get to right here. Oh, right there. Okay. Organic evolution, the origin of life. I have taken the position for many years, this word evolution is too slippery. You got to slice it up into 6 different slices. Which one are you talking about? When someone says, do you believe in evolution? Well, which one? Cosmic evolution, the origin of time, space, matter, Big Bang? No, that's stupid. Okay. Chemical evolution, where the hydrogen gas turned into gold and silver and platinum? No, that's stupid too. Stellar evolution, where dust scattered out from the Big Bang and somehow got together out there. Think about the hand grenade fragments coming off a hand grenade. The longer you wait, the further away they get. They're not going to get together out there to make a star. It's never been observed. It's pure theoretical nonsense. And then number 4, organic evolution. Look at the little bundle of chemicals. We'll call him Cosmic Fluke. Okay. So apart from Kent and Matt Powell, I've never heard anyone else say that we think we came from rocks. Well, creepy. Take the rings out of your ears and listen carefully, okay? This is National Pornographic, okay? You guys ought to like that one. When Earth was formed 4.5 billion years ago, it was a uniform ball of hot rock. Is that, let's see, hot rock? Stay with me now, creepy, and Forrest from National Geographic. Have you written to them and told them, hey, you better change that because it's not true? You're claiming. Nobody ever says that. They all say it, creepy, and Forrest, okay? Was Earth a molten ball? From Fact Monster. At first, Earth was a ball of molten rock. Okay, let's see. Story maps. When Earth was formed, scientists believe was a hot ball of rock. Creepy, why do you say you've never heard anybody say that? Don't you know how to read? Read your magazines that you support, okay? Let's see, this one, answers.com. The rock melted and the Earth was a hot ball of melted rock orbiting the sun. Well, let's see, National Pornographic again, okay? Earth started as a hot, viscous ball of rock. Have you written to them? Let's see. Mars could have been warm. New research suggests when Earth was still a ball of molten rock. Oh, okay. Let's see. Have either of you two science lovers contacted any of these peer-reviewed publications to ask them to correct what they printed? I'd bet $5 neither of you have even thought of doing such a thing, have you? No. Run, Forrest, run. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Biology book sitting right here on my shelf. High school biology book. I've got 50 or I don't know, 100 of them, a bunch of them in here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, what do they say here? Earth began as a hot ball of rock. Aaron Nelson calls himself the sun god. Says no evolutionist ever believed we came from a rock. Earth began as a hot ball of rock. Aaron, do you know how to read? You guys really ought to, you ought to read a little bit. You'll see, yeah, they do. Okay. Origin of life from rocks. Life's origin is closely linked to rocks and minerals. Whoa, okay. Let's see. The idea that life may have emerged from non-living matter such as rocks is supported by the concept of abiogenesis, which posits that life arose from simple organic compounds through natural processes. Rocks and minerals played a crucial role. Okay. 3.9 billion years ago, Earth cooled enough for water vapor to condense, and it rained on the rocks for millions of years, turned them into soup, and the soup came alive, okay? In the oceans, the first living organisms appeared, right? You owe your life to a rock. Who's this by? Science.org. Yeah, Forrest, you gonna write to them? Creepy, you gonna write to them? Huh? Thank goodness for granite. If not for the formation and subsequent erosion of large quantities of metal-rich granite on a supercontinent that formed billions of years ago, the evolution of multicellular life, including us, could have been stifled or delayed, according to a new study. Earth started off as a ball of very hot liquid. Whoa. Quote of the day, from molten ball to opera. This Earth now sings. Wow, used to be a molten ball. Let's see, 4.5 billion years ago, the Earth was a flaming molten ball of rock, and now it can sing opera. Whoa. They cut down a tree to print that, guys. Where are you global warm extremists saying, stop cutting down trees to print this garbage, huh? Yeah, okay. The light rocks are on the Earth's surface. Wow. From NASA. Oh. As the space dust hit each other to make the Earth, it got super hot and melted. The Earth was at that time a spinning ball of red hot lava flying through space. You guys call NASA and say, look, don't say that. Huh? A few 100 million years, the temperature of Earth reached 2000. The melting point of iron in Earth's core was formed. Guardian, okay? Story maps. Structure of the Earth. When Earth was formed, scientists believe it was a hot ball of rock and metal. Whoa, okay. What's this one? University of Chicago. Oh, wow, okay. When the present day Earth has oceans covering much of its surface, The early Earth was covered in a magma ocean, a layer of molten rock hundreds of miles deep that was melted by the energy released from the collision. From University of Chicago. Have you guys written to them to make them, change that? They cut down trees to print this in textbooks too. Whoa. Let's see. Here we go. Wikipedia. Isn't that the encyclopedia you're supposed to be able to change if you see something wrong? Okay. Well, Forrest, here's your, change it. Look at this. How was the Earth formed according to scientists? Whoa. Earth formed 4.54 billion years ago. Yep. From Berkeley. Wow. If they say it at Berkeley, it's got to be true, okay? We think the planets formed from collisions of space dust and gas. How does dust collide with gas? Let's see. The Earth was so hot from these collisions that all the rock melted, and the Earth was a hot ball of melted rock orbiting the sun. Creepy. Creepy. I'm reading it to you, okay, in case you can't read. Listen. They're claiming the Earth was a hot ball of rock. That's at Berkeley, California, okay? There's another one from Berkeley. Even before this geological event, some naturalists already claimed that Earth's history had a direction. Buffon and later physicist Joseph Fourier both claimed that Earth had begun as a hot ball of molten rock. That had been, like, what, 160, 180 years ago? What do you mean you never heard anybody say it? Berkeley, it's got to be true. Call them, okay? Let's see. Science alert. Laser-heated lava balls give a glimpse into Earth's early atmosphere. Once this thriving orb that is our home was an inhospitable ball of molten lava. Creepy. Pay attention, okay? Science alert, got it. Are you going to write to them? Billions of years ago, the planetary blob that would become the Earth started as a hot, viscous ball of rock. That's National Pornographic again. Water trapped inside erupted with the lava, a process called outgassing, and the mantle solidified. Let's see. Yale University. Whoa, go Yale. Confessions of a former fireball. How Earth became habitable. What do they say here? Early Earth transformed itself. Wow. With the help of some weird rocks. Researchers at Yale and Caltech have a bold new theory to explain how Earth transformed itself from a fiery, carbon-clouded ball of rocks into a planet capable of sustaining life. Creepy. Forrest, you do believe you came from a rock. If that's you can have any religion you want, I don't care. But don't call that science, and don't claim that I'm making it up with Matt Powell. The theory covers Earth's earliest years and involves weird rocks that interacted with seawater in just the right way to nudge biological matter into existence. This is a fairy tale, not science. In addition to the bonus, these weird rocks on early Earth would readily react with seawater to generate a large flux of hydrogen, which is widely believed to be essential for the creation of biomolecules. You can believe anything you want. They can't even make it happen in the laboratory when they try to make it happen. Sure, not going to happen on accident in nature. Let's see. Essential for the creation of biomolecules. Life came from rocks. There it is. Okay. The Lost City hydrothermal fields, abiotic production of hydrogen and methane, is a prime location for investigating the origin of life on Earth. That's code word for send more money. Yeah. No evolutionist ever believed we came from a rock. Okay. Planet Earth is older than the core. When Earth was formed 4.5 billion years ago, it was a uniform ball of hot rock. Forrest, creepy. Are you doing anything to fix this? Why do you even watch my videos and pick on them? Why don't you watch this and pick on them? Because you don't want the truth, do you? You want there to not be a God, don't you? You don't like his rules. Let's see. Argon. Whoa. Let's see. Long time ago, as our solar system was forming into planets as we know today, Earth was essentially a giant ball of molten lava. And 4.5 billion years ago, it collided with a planet. The energy from the catastrophic collision blew Earth's existing atmosphere into space, creating our moon. This is so stupid. Tell them I said so, okay? Scientists managed to simulate what the first days of early Earth were like 4.5 billion years ago. Really. Earth started out as a ball of liquid fire, its newborn surface closer to a lava lamp than the calm continents we know today. Those incandescent beginnings happened 4.5 billion years. I'm sorry, you got to say it sanctimoniously. 4.5 billion years ago. Oh, Askalashanaha Toyota Kawasaki. Okay. Let's see. DK Earth, planet Earth. How was Earth transformed? At first, Earth was a ball of molten rock. Are you guys going to write to them? How was Earth formed? Fact monster. Whoa, here we go. Let's see. At first, Earth was a ball of molten rock. Its surface rock slowly began to cool and harden 4 billion years ago. Then the volcanoes erupted, and the Earth's surface cooled, and the first continents formed, and then life begins on Earth. They just state it like a fact. Joseph, you sent me the picture of the forest with a Pope hat on. I forgot to put it in here. We'll do it next time. It's going to be a fun one to whack for a while, okay? Oh, SciTech Daily. Wow. How Earth went from molten hellscape to habitable. In the early days, it was a magma ocean, a sphere of molten rock. And you never heard anybody say you came from a rock. You guys didn't even know your ancestors? Wow. Nothing else. Wow. Universe today. How did Earth go from molten hellscape to habitable? It was a magma ocean. Wow. Okay. A sphere of molten rock and nothing else. From story maps. When Earth formed, scientists believe it was a hot ball of rock and metal. Different layers took shape over time as Earth began to cool. Don't be embarrassed when you realize your ancestors are rocks, okay, guys? Be proud of them. Treat them with respect. Honor them. Exalt them. Put them on the top shelf. Study them. Write books about them. Honor the rocks, okay? Don't hit them or hurt them in any way. We don't know if their nervous system is already evolving to feel pain. We also don't know if their memory is already evolving to remember what you did to them when they were defenseless. How can you drive on the highway, whether blacktop or concrete? It contains millions of your ancestors. Show some respect for the departed, guys. Come on. So I would suggest, thought I had it over here. I would suggest you guys learn some real science. You do believe you came from a rock. Okay, question answer, Joseph.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe in geocentrism? No. The Earth, everything goes around the Earth? No. Everything goes around the sun. Heliocentrism. I do not believe in that.
What about the Earth being in the middle of the universe?
I don't think there's any way to tell where the middle of the universe is. Have you ever seen those merry-go-rounds where they have this, like a big cup on a big plate, 4 or 5 cups? The kids are spinning around and the whole thing is spinning around. Is it possible momentarily for one of the kids in one of the cups to be in the center and not moving? Yeah, watch it. As they're all spinning around, all of a sudden, bang. So it could be that the Earth is indeed the center of, it's certainly the center of God's attention. So it can be going around in a circle around itself and going around the sun, and if God wanted it to be, like those, teacup things in the middle. It doesn't matter to me. Why would that matter? It's the center of God's attention. And then you got the argument, well, if you want to say, oh, the Earth is the center, do you mean the center of the Earth? You got to go down 4,000 miles to get to the center, and then you're in the center? Is that what you mean? The whole argument is dumb. Flat Earth, geocentrism, it's just plain dumb, guys. Give it up. Okay, next one. They won't accept your debate offer because they know they don't have a chance. I agree. Oh, hey, where'd you go, Joseph? Run, Forrest, run. Okay, their denial just proves they're not even sure of what they claim to believe in themselves. Lucas, call them up. I'll debate both of them together. I get half the time. They go first. Give the best evidence for evolution, just 1 point. I'll debunk it. Then give another one. I'll debunk it. They can make it take as long as they want, but I get equal time and no profanity. Can you guys even talk without that stuff in your mouth? Does your mama know you put that in your mouth? Anyway, I'll take them on, 10 at a time. I get half the time, one topic at a time, no profanity, no interrupting. Simple rules. Do saved people who commit suicide go to heaven? Sooner than they should. Suicide is murdering yourself. I mean, murderers can go to heaven. King David was a murderer. He went. Okay. I think if you're going to do that, make it the last thing you do. But No, I think it's wrong. I think it's wicked. God's got a plan for your life. You're going through tough times. Well, get with God, find out how to fix it. Do something, okay? I guess Adam and Eve didn't have a belly button. That's my guess. It doesn't matter to me either at all, but probably true. Okay, question for Kent. As the mark of the beast comes before the rapture, how will we eat food to survive when we do not get the mark? How did the Jews survive 40 years in the desert with no food, no water? God provided. The only punishment for not getting the mark is you can't buy or sell. So you're going to spend your life, if you spend your life saving up groceries and stocking up, bunkers underground, somebody will just come along and steal it. Just serve God. Win souls. I want God to look down and say, hey, that tree's producing fruit. I think I'll protect that tree. That's, I think, the best way out of this. Get busy for the Lord, okay? Okay, Pangea existed, but the breakup is off, as the scientists put it. Happened when Peleg was born. I completely disagree, Chris. I'm sorry, okay? People say, do you think Africa and South America were together, were connected? They're still connected right now underwater. They're not, the continents are moving a little bit, but it's insignificant. And the idea of Pangea is real stupid. I covered that on video number 6. Okay. Graham, do you think they'll ever take evolution out of school? No. It's essential for their plan for a one world government. Watch video number 5 for that one. I went to prison over that one. Graham, let's see. From Alabama, we'll be down to visit soon. We pass by every time we go to the bush. Hey, if you're going down Interstate 65, you get off at exit 83 or 77. Both of them take you to Lenox. Come on down. Okay. William, believe the pre-flood world was Pangea. I think before the flood, most of the water that's now on the surface was in the crust of the earth, and the fountains of the deep broke open. So the earth was mostly habitable. Today, they say it is only 3% habitable. 70% is underwater right now, 10% under ice caps, another 10% under deserts, plus there's mountain ranges uninhabitable. So about 3% is the current estimate of the earth is habitable. And some atheists are going to Google that and say, oh, no, it's 3.4%. I don't care. Come on. It's not all habitable. If the earth were not tilted over 23.5 degrees like it is today, maybe before the flood, it was, the axis of the earth was perpendicular as it went around the sun, which means everybody gets 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of darkness, equinox. And probably with the canopy of ice overhead, it would increase air pressure and equalize the temperature. It'd be 75 degrees everywhere. You could grow a garden at the North Pole. They find redwood trees up near the North Pole. We can't grow there. They find animals frozen up there. So I cover that in video number 6, the Hovind theory. Okay.
Pluto's here.
Pluto, yay. Let me guess, you got converted. Headphones. Now, Pluto, one simple question before you start. Do you believe you came from a rock?
No.
Did you see all the slides I just showed? Are they
Yeah, well,
online?
let's look at the most simple cell. What is the most simple cell made of? You
There's no
got
such thing.
amino acids.
No such thing as a simple cell. No such thing.
So rocks are minerals, right?
Correct.
It's a matrix of solid crystalline minerals. You
Most
look
of
at
them,
a
right.
cell, the most simple cell you can find, and what do you see? Amino acids, ribosomes, are ribosomes rocks? No.
So
Amino acids.
Your roundabout answer to my question is yes, you do believe we came from a
No,
rock.
amino acids aren't rocks. And lipids. You got amino acids, ribosomes, lipids, none of which are minerals, none of which are rocks. So
Where did they
if
come
your belief was true, then the first most basic cells that you can find should be 100% mineral. And there's no minerals.
I didn't say that.
So you're wrong.
Dude, I did not say any such thing. And listen to me, there is no such thing as a simple cell. If it's alive and a single cell, if bacteria is more complicated than the space shuttle. Study it out, okay? Just the motor that drives the flagellum on the bacteria is more complicated than a space shuttle. That little motor turns 100,000 RPM. Just Google.
I think you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. You don't
So
want
you
them to be
could
God
have
telling you what
something
to
that's
do.
very complicated, like an airplane. Let's look at an airplane, very complicated.
And a
Now,
cell is way
there
more
are
complicated.
some airplanes that are more complicated than others.
Correct.
So there is the most simplest airplane out there, even if it's not, simple by your standards. It is the most simple, basic
Sure.
airplane.
Hang on. Some airplanes are simpler than others.
Right.
The
So
simplest airplane you can find is really complicated.
And
the
some
simplest-
organisms are more complicated than others.
Right.
And
But
so
none of
some
the airplanes-
cells are going to be more complicated. So
Hang
there
on.
is a most basic cell.
None of the airplanes are simple. None of them. Okay.
That's a
None
moot
of the
point. I'm not
cells
even
are-
talking about the complexity of the cell. I'm talking about what
You're-
the cell is made of. You're trying to
No, I'm trying to get you to understand. Joseph, you might have to mute him when it's my turn to talk if you have to, okay? I'll give him time to talk. But listen to me. There is no such thing as a simple airplane. There's no such thing as a simple cell. It is true, airplanes are made of lots of parts, okay? Probably came from the ground. Probably some iron, maybe some aluminum, maybe some silicone. Probably like airplane is made of parts from the ground. And the cell is made from parts from the rock. So you're proving my point. You believe you came from a rock. Go ahead, let him talk.
No, that's the whole point, is that of all the basic components of the cells, amino acids, ribosomes, sugars, lipids, none of them qualify as minerals. None of them qualify as rocks. If what you said was true, then a cell, the first cell, should be made of minerals, 100%, because that's what rocks are. And yet there's no minerals. It's
Okay, my turn to
okay.
talk. Airplanes are made of lots of different parts. Some of those parts come right from the ground, like iron, which comes from rock, okay? Iron ore or aluminum or things like that they have to extract, or copper for the wiring. The airplanes have lots of minerals in them. Some parts of the airplane are not minerals, but you have to have some of those mineral parts to make the airplane fly, okay? So the cells in one cell, a bacteria, a amoeba, protozoa, they contain a lot of minerals in them that do come from rocks, don't they?
How do they come from rocks? Rocks are minerals. If they don't contain any, if basic components of a cell are not mineral, then they didn't come from rock.
Okay. Are any of the components of a simple cell, as you call it, minerals? Do cells contain any minerals?
No. I mean,
None?
maybe you could say there was a phosphate atom for, other oxygen and or some other elements to bind to or something. But no, I mean, you're talking again, amino acids are not rocks. Lipids are not rocks. Ribosomes are not rocks.
Right,
None of them
right.
are minerals. You are wrong.
And
Now,
airplanes have glass windows, and they are made from minerals from the ground, from rocks. So if you think I was wrong tonight, then are you going to contact any of those places I showed the slides, the National Geographic, the University of Chicago? Are you going to tell them, guys, well, you better stop saying that. You're wrong, because they are all saying that all of them said life comes from rocks. Did you read?
What you were citing was like Earth.com and National Geographic and stuff like that. And what it was saying that the Earth in the beginning, it was said was a rocky or a ball of rock or something like that.
Right.
That didn't mean that life, that cells are made of rocks. They're made of minerals.
They didn't say that, huh? The first
No.
life came from rocks. Okay. Well, thank you for your opinion.
Now, are you ready to admit that the well, they do have there are some whales born with atavistic legs and some fossil. Right after we got off the phone last time, Mark Reed had a YouTube video out that he was doing, and it was of your previous week's open mic, and he went over that exact same thing, and you should probably go and watch it.
Okay.
And he showed a basilosaur with hind legs. and you can see it was very clear. So how did those get there?
How big was the basilosaur?
Pretty big. It looked like
Okay.
a big specimen.
How do you know it's related to whales? Could it be something that's gone extinct? There are thousands of species gone extinct.
A basilosaur is an extinct whale.
Who classified? Does the basilosaur, did he classify himself that way? Maybe it's just an
No.
animal that used to have legs and
No,
you don't know it turned
biologists.
into a whale.
These were tiny little. The legs were diminished. They weren't.
Uh-huh.
They wouldn't be used for walking on land. This was a marine creature, and only whales have the inner ear is very specific to whales. So we know what whales
Okay,
look like.
Maybe it was an animal that lived in the water and had legs that's now gone extinct. You can't prove any fossil is related to any animal today. All you know is it died. I have a section on basilosaur I'll do another night, okay? But if you're changing subject though, so you're not going to admit you came from a rock, even though you did, and I showed all the references. And Pluto, do you defend this theory because there's something you're worried about, that maybe if there's a God, you're in trouble?
No, I just I hate pseudoscience and
Me too. That's why I do my
anti-science.
show.
Yeah, I hate anti-science rhetoric.
I'm not
and so
anti-science.
forth.
I love science.
Well, we differ in opinion on that.
Well, evolution is not part of science. You have to believe in it.
And you can go Google this. You can dolphins that are often born with they're like hind appendages.
Mhm.
Sometimes they look like flippers. Sometimes they even have little nubs on a little toe looking nubs. They're deformed, of course,
Sure.
but they are dolphins and they are sometimes born. It's an atavism.
Right.
And so sometimes they're born with atavistic legs. They don't develop fully, but usually they're absorbed in embryonic development.
Right.
But they are there.
Okay.
So the
And
genes, they do have the genes for that.
Okay, let's look at this from a much bigger picture. If indeed some animal had legs and lost them to become a whale, how is that going to help evolution? Don't you have to be gaining things? How did
No,
amoeba-
you have to be adapting
Oh,
to your environment.
okay. Anyway,
Just
would you call?
and little bitty hind legs that don't do anything are a detriment in a lot of cases. They
Yeah, I
can
agree.
get broken. They can get infected.
Okay, call Joseph, extension 4, when we get done, and schedule a time to debate on that topic, the whale evolution.
No, I'd rather
Would you do?
debate on something else. But
Well, why'd you bring that up?
and last time you brought up a cow with 5 legs,
Sure.
right? And it's funny that you use that example, because in the past you have used that. You said that there was no new information,
Right.
that the cow already had the genes 4 legs,
Right.
and he just grew an extra one, right?
Right.
So the dolphin, let's say, that grows atavistic legs, it shows that he already has, either one, it shows that he already has the genes to grow legs, that he has those genes, or number 2, you said it was not proof of new information. So either he had the genes and this was some type of atavistic development, or this is new genetic information. Either way, you lose, because these are both accepted as, under the evolutionary model. The creationist model has no explanation for that.
I got to drag this guy back over here. My thing is froze up. No, I can't do it. Well, I appreciate your zeal to defend your religion.
One time I ever had
I don't want that. So pick one of those topics. You want to talk about the dolphin, the whale? You want to talk about life coming from a rock? Pick one. Call Joseph. One topic. We'll just debate that. Okay. Listen. I really need some more debates just to get my notches in my belt. I'm at 389 and I'm stuck. You can be 390. Just like the Ford. That was a good engine, by the way.
Okay, sounds like a
Okay.
good number. All right.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you, sir. All right, anybody else, Joseph?
No.
Okay.
One more question or two.
Roman, how close do you think we are to the peace treaty and the third temple? Months, a couple years, real close, real close. We'll see. Fight Club. Do pastors ask God and Jesus for their permission to represent them? I wouldn't want anyone representing me without my permission. I think it's a little different in the Bible. God calls people. God says, Moses, I want you to deliver this message to Pharaoh. Isaiah, you deliver this message to my people. Jeremiah, you deliver this message. Okay, Jonah, you deliver this message to Nineveh. All through the Bible that happens. So I think God tells them that he wants them. God calls them. People, that's what pastors usually say. God called me to preach, you know. They feel like, hey, God wants him to deliver a message to somebody. Mine, it's on creation evolution. Okay, thank you so much. Sunday morning, we're back on Bible characters. I think you'll like this one. See you then. Bye.